From the utopian Hollywood Riviera, high above the beautiful South Bay of Los Angeles, California, this is Creative Greenius. I'm your host, Joe Galliani, known around the world as Mr. Joe. Joe takes on the news, and Joe Stradamus, the man who knows. I am the creator of Mattel's Street Sharks, and I am the godfather of the largest renewable energy provider in the United States. These days, I write the Creative Greenius Substack. Here's my latest. How I tell the king to blow it out his big, fat, gassy ass every single day. And here's how you can too. I've been educating and advising folks about electric cars, solar, and batteries since 2008. Long before we got our first EV in 2013, I was yearning to ditch dirty, polluting, inefficient gas-powered cars and say, fuck you, to the oil industry and their accomplices in the Bush-Cheney White House. Yeah, I've been a no kings guy for a long time. Today, with oily king toxic Trump sitting atop the petroleum throne and fighting to kill clean, cheap, reliable, renewable energy, there are few things more personally satisfying or financially beneficial than owning an electric car that you can charge overnight in your garage. I get an extra special thrill from charging my car using juice generated by the solar panels I helped install on our roof. There's no better way to give the finger to Trump the terrorist and his industry allies and telling them to take their oil and shove it than buying an electric car and ending your addiction to driving dirty and funding those bastards in the oil industry. And there's no better way to take control of what it costs to drive than to end your relationship with the roller coaster price of gasoline by never going to another gas station and paying whatever the fuck price they charge that day. Imagine who's feeling in control when you drive by gas stations in your EV and laugh at the rip-off prices. And you won't miss getting no more smog checks, no more oil changes, no more tune-ups, or having no more radiator or engine problems. Even if you don't have a garage to hold your own EV charger, the number of public chargers, especially super fast chargers, is growing every week. The ability for all EVs now to use an adapter to charge at Tesla supercharging stations means you can now drive your EV anywhere you want to go. Our 2021 Bolt EV gets 280 to 300 miles fully charged here in California with our mild weather. That would be different if we lived in a cold weather state where EVs don't get as many miles per charge, but we'd still drive a no kings fuck Trump EV. Here in California, where gasoline is over $5 a gallon, an EV is an obvious and winning choice, even if you did want to bow to the king. That's because there's never been a better time to buy a new or used EV than right now. Ironic, ain't it? Last year, all the car companies bet on Trump and against EVs and happily nixed their plans to transition to electric cars. They figured with the elimination of the $7,500 tax credit and Trump's hatred of clean, efficient EVs, they would just get rid of their EV inventories at fire-stale prices. Like the cowardly, myopic, flip-flopping executives at General Motors who bent the knee to the king of farts from Inauguration Day on. GM will now give you fantastic deals and discounts on their new Chevy electric Blazer and Equinox. Hey, don't just take my word for it. Check out what the Wall Street Journal says. Here's their headline. Sick of high gas prices? EV deals are everywhere right now. Automakers and dealers are offering deep discounts in response to the slowdown in electric vehicle sales. Listen to this quote from the article. Quote, Craig Norton, a 33-year-old sales engineer in Orange County, California, thought he might have missed the chance to snag a deeply discounted EV when the $7,500 federal incentive expired. But a few weeks ago, Norton scored what he called an impossible deal on a 2026 Chevrolet Equinox EV. He paid $23,991 plus $35,079 in sales taxes and mandated fees for a vehicle that originally had a sticker price of $48,269. Norton was elated to get an electric SUV that he could drive up to 300 miles on a charge, including one with features he'd never had, like cooled seats, for the price of an entry-level sedan, unquote. Likewise, you can buy or lease a Ford Mustang EV or other electric cars for peanuts. Toyota, VW, Kia, and Hyundai all have slashed prices for new EVs. Used electric cars are an even bigger bargain. You can get a quality used Chevy Bolt EV with low miles and a new battery for $12,000 or less. Buying a used Tesla doesn't make a dime for Elon Musk. Turns out the EV batteries last many years and miles more than predicted. They have a second life after their use in a car as a home battery backup, and the valuable rare earth minerals in the batteries can and are being recycled. No one has ever dumped an EV battery in a landfill. Despite the misimpression you may have of EVs being likely to catch fire from some sensational videos you've seen, the truth is an electric car is astronomically less likely to catch fire than a gasoline-powered car. You can look it up because all the data proves it. No surprise that cars carrying a tank filled with flammable explosive fuel, in which spark plugs produce small explosions to move parts in their engines, are much bigger fire hazards than electric motors and batteries. And no surprise, while the USA is racing backwards in time and against a better future, China is taking ownership of the electric car industry, already cranking out affordable, advanced, faster-charging electric cars that you wish you could own right now. But you can't, because the king of chaos, calamity, and corruption wants you to drive a car that gets shitty mileage, sounds like an angry old man, and spews smog like the king spews reasons why you should pay more for gasoline. So it's time to say, fuck that king, and take the next step beyond carrying a sign and chanting on No King's Day. It's time to make your move and take control, because now is the perfect time to buy an electric car. Thanks for listening to Creative Greenius. This is Joe Galliani saying my name.